Let me record this video. Ah, fine. So what is the agenda for today's classes? I'll just take a new text document. Let me give some name. I'll take this class for the next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes, what is the agenda is? You will learn complete introduction to Power BI. In this 1 hour session, what you are going to learn is you are going to get complete introduction to Power BI. Complete introduction to Power BI. In order to learn Power BI, first let me split into multiple points, guys. What you will learn? First, you will learn what is data analysis. From the today's session, first you will get an idea what is data analysis. Why? Because to learn Power BI, first you need to know about what? Data analysis. That we will learn first. Once you learn about data analysis, second thing you will learn is what is Power BI. So once you understand what is Power BI, then you will learn how to perform data analysis using Power BI. How to perform data analysis using Power BI. These are the 3 points you people will learn today's class. Let's start. Let's start with what is data analysis. What is data analysis is different people will give the different definitions, guys. Let me write one of the definition. What is the definition for data analysis is? Data analysis is a process. Data analysis is a process which converts, first I'll write, then I'll explain, which converts business data into actionable information. This is the definition for data analysis. I'm telling data analysis is a process. What is the meaning for process? Process means collection of steps. Process means what? Collection of steps. Multiple steps, we call it as process. Data analysis contains some collection of steps. Data analysis is a process, I'm telling. It contains collection of steps. Let me show you what are the steps you will have in the data analysis. I'm just going to open. These are the multiple steps available in the data analysis, guys. Okay. How many steps are available totally? 5 steps. I can even write what are the 5 steps? OLTP, ETL, OLAP, creating reports, sharing the reports with the client. These 5 steps together, we can call it as what? Data analysis. I can even write data analysis is a 5-step process. It's a 5-step process. Oh, just a second, guys. To be more precise, data analysis is what? 5-step process. That 5-step process, what it will do? In that 5-step process, will convert what? Business data into actionable information. We people will understand what is business data, what is actionable information. In few seconds, you'll understand. Okay, right. Now, please come in. Let me show you what are the 5 steps graphically. I'm just going to open one image here, and I'll show you what are the 5 steps contains. Look at this. These are the 5 steps you will have in the data analysis. Data analysis, this is how the data analysis will look like. Data analysis also known as business intelligence. Wherever you see business intelligence, data analysis, both are same. Totally, this business intelligence or data analysis contains how many steps I said? 5 steps. What is the first step I said is OLTPs. We will come to know. ETL. Third step is OLAP. Fourth step is creating reports or visuals. Fifth step is what? Sharing with the clients. Write them first. Before I explain them, first write what are the 5 steps you have. First step is OLTP. Second step is ETL. Third step is OLAP. Fourth step is what? Create report. Fifth step is what? Share reports to clients. These are the 5 steps you have in where? data analysis, right? We want to understand these 5 steps in a detailed way. What is OLTP? What is ETL? What is OLAP? What is this reports? Everything I'll make you understand. Now, before I explain these 5 steps, let's understand like this. Okay, data analysis is there. My question is, who will perform data analysis? Or else who will use this data analysis? Instead of telling who will perform, who will use data analysis? Who will use data analysis means each and every company will perform data analysis to take better business decisions. Each and every company will perform data analysis for what purpose means? To take better business decisions. To take what? Better business decisions. Why they need to take better business decisions? They need to take better business decisions to run the business smoothly. Each and every company will perform data analysis to take better business decisions and to run successfully. They need to take better business decisions to run successfully, guys. Okay, that is the okay. So this data analysis is one of the most important one for every company. For every company, let's say there are 100 companies available. 100 out of 100 companies need to perform what? Data analysis. When there are 1,000 companies, 1,000 out of 1,000 companies will perform what? Data analysis. Data analysis is the one which will perform by each and every company, no matter whether it's a big company or small company. Uh, uh, no matter big company or small company, so they will perform what? Data analysis. Okay, now, okay, let me explain this point in detail way. Take when there is any company. Take any company. Let's write few random company names. Tell me few company names. I can write Amazon is one company. You might tell other, as there are lakhs of companies, different people will tell different names. Let me write few names. Flipkart is on another company. Along with the Flipkart is one company. I can write ICICI in this list. I'll write this institute name in this list, analytics benchmark. Like this, if you keep on writing the company names, you might have thousands and lakhs of companies. You can write it. When there is any company, the company will do what? Business. You take any company, company will do business. When a company is doing the business, they'll get what? So Amazon is doing what type of businesses? E-commerce. What is the business they are doing? E-commerce. Flipkart, e-commerce. ICICI is doing what type of business? Banking. You take analytics benchmark, this training institute, we are into education sector. We are into what? Education, or you can even call it as training, right? When there is any company, that company will do some business. When a company is doing the business, from the business you'll get business data. When a company is doing the business, you'll get what? Business data. Tell me, when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, what type of data they'll get? Flipkart is doing e-commerce business. E-commerce business will generate business data. What is the data you'll get? Orders related data, and then returns related data, then customers related data, then products related data, and then sales related data, and so on. All this comes under what? Business data. You tell me, ICICI is there. ICICI is doing what business? Banking. They also get what? Business data. Tell me a few examples of what data ICICI will get.
Customer data.
Transactions data as customers, you can write customers data, transactions data, so savings account data, credit card data, loans data, insurance data, and so on. Every company will produce lot of business data. You take analytics benchmark, this training institute. We are into the education sector. We also get what? Business data. Tell me, what is the business data for this training institute?
Students, batch,
Students.
how
The
many
most
batches
important
completed?
business data for us is students data, staff related data, courses related data, fee related data. All this comes under what? Business data. You take any company, you name any company, let them do any business, that business will produce what? Business data. When a company is getting the business data, that business data will be carefully stored, guys. Some companies will store the business data in where? Excel file. Some companies will store their business data in where? SQL Server database. Some companies will store in where? Oracle database. In some other place also, etc. So not only these three, I given three examples. Companies might store their data in hundreds of data sources, hundreds. So wherever we are storing the business data, we call it as data source, guys. We call it as what? Data source. Companies will store the business data in one of the data source. What are the examples for data sources? Excel, SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL, DB2. You can write a lot of things, guys. So once the business data is stored in the data source, what is the next step is they want to analyze the business data. What they need to do? Analyze the data. Any company, whatever the business data is there here, they want to analyze it. Analyze it means they want to understand where they are doing good, where they are doing bad. Understanding where we are performing good and bad is nothing but what? That you can understand by analyzing the data. Companies need to analyze the data to understand what? Good and bad. Let's say Flipkart is selling 100 products. They want to understand out of 100 products, which products are selling good, which products are selling bad. So to understand that, they need to analyze the data. Analytics benchmark, you take ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is operating in 1,000 branches. They want to understand which branches are performing good, which branches are performing bad. So to understand that, ICICI Bank need to analyze the data. Companies need to analyze the data to understand where we are doing good and bad. So it's a common thing. Companies need to analyze the data to take better business decisions. Companies need to analyze the data to take what? Better business decisions. Let me give an example why companies need to analyze the data. A small example I'll give. What is the example is, let's say currently ICICI is operating in 1,000 branches. Imagine ICICI have how many branches currently? 1,000 branches. They are planning to close 10 branches. What the bank is planning to do? Close 10 branches. Will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it, or how they will close? They will analyze the data and they'll close it. They will not go and randomly pick and 10 and close. First, they'll take 1,000 branches data, they'll analyze. When they analyze, they'll understand what? Where they are doing good, where they are doing bad. They'll go to the branches where they are doing bad and they'll pick 10 branches and they'll close it. That's what companies need to analyze the data. That analysis will help in what? Better business decisions. If I don't analyze the data, I cannot take right decisions. That's what. So any company, when they want to analyze the data, they need some reports, guys. Companies will analyze the data using reports. Companies what? Will analyze the data using reports. Will analyze the data using reports. Any company which is planning to analyze the data, they require something called what? Reports. Let me show you how the reports will look like. Just observe how the reports will look like. I'm just going to show some sample reports, how they will look like. I'm just going to open a couple of reports here. Just see how the reports will look like. Corporate spend report, customer profitability sample, e-commerce sales report, employee hiring report. I just opening a couple of reports here. If you go and see, this one we call it as a report. This complete one we call it as what? Report. This one is one report. This kind of reports are required to analyze the data. If you go here, this is another report. We call this one as what? Report. This one is another report. So if you go here, this one is another report. Tell me, what is this report name? E-commerce sales report. So each one we call it as a visual here. Line chart is one visual. Column chart is one visual. Donut chart is one visual. Scatter chart is one visual. Map is one visual. All the visuals together we call it as one report. Companies require this kind of reports for what purpose? To analyze the data. That analysis will help in better decision making, right? So let me tell you with small example here. There is a second visual. There is a visual here. In this visual, what information you are showing? If you look at this visual, we are showing subcategory wise what? Profits. When I share this visual with my company people can understand from this visual where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. Based on that, they can take what? Decisions. Based on that, they'll take decisions. Look at this. By looking at this visual, tell me which subcategory is generating more profits. Copiers is the one which is generating more profits. Which one is generating least profits?
Tables.
Tables is the one which is generating the least profits here. Yes or no? So when I share this one with my company people, look at this. Suppliers bookcase and tables are having what?
Negative
minus
balance.
profits. Minus profits are nothing but what?
Loss.
Losses. By looking at this visual, I can tell that suppliers bookcase and tables are generating the losses. When I share this visual with my company people take two decisions here. One decision they're taken is they're planning to stop selling suppliers bookcase and tables. Why they are planning to stop selling them? Because they're getting losses. When I share the same visual with my company people, they are planning to concentrate more on copiers and phones business. Why they're planning to concentrate more copiers and phones business? They're getting more profits.
Profit.
Like this, companies will create some reports, guys. That reports will help us to understand where we are doing good and where we are doing bad. Understanding good and bad is nothing but what? Analyzing the data. That analysis will help in what? Taking business decisions. So, every company, these are some example reports I'm showing. Every company required this kind of reports to analyze the data. Okay, now, in order to create the reports, we need to perform a complete process called data analysis process. People will think that we'll go and directly create the reports. No. Before we create report, lot of background process will be there. That background process name is what? Data analysis. Any company which is planning to create the reports, they need to perform data analysis. Companies will create reports by performing data analysis process. By performing what? Data analysis process. Now, so finally, when there is any company, you take any company, that company will perform what? Data analysis. When they perform data analysis, using the data analysis, why the company will perform data analysis? Companies will perform data analysis to create what? Reports.
Reports.
When a company do the data analysis, using data analysis, they'll create the reports. What is the use of reports? Is reports are used to what? Analyze the data to understand where we are doing good and bad. That analysis will help in what? Better decision making. Better decision making. That is the reason each and every company will perform data analysis to take what? Better decisions and to run the company successfully. Okay. Now we understand who will use the data analysis means every company. Now data analysis contains totally how many steps? 5 steps. We need to have a knowledge of all these 5 steps in a detailed way. What is ETL? What is OLAP? That knowledge you need to have. Let me try to explain these 5 steps now. Okay. First, before I start explaining these 5 steps, let me tell you who is data analyst. I'll just talk about who is data analyst. So you become here to become a data analyst. You join this session to become a Power BI data analyst, to be more specific. Power BI data analyst. So who is a data analyst? Is the person who performs data analysis is a data analyst who performs data analysis is a data analyst. So the person who do these 5 steps, data analysis contains how many steps? Sir? The person who do this ETL, who create this OLAP database, who create the reports, who share the reports with the clients, that person name is what? Data analyst. Guys. The person who performs data analysis is a data analyst. Okay, you'll understand more about this data analyst. Now the next point is, let's try to understand about this 5 steps. What is the first step in the data analysis? OLTP. What is the full form for OLTP? Is OLTP stands for online transactional processing. What is the definition? Online transactional processing. Let me write the definition of OLTP. This is the full form. The place where companies stores their business data. Companies stores their business data. We call as OLTP. Wherever companies are storing their business data, we call as OLTP. In the software terminology, if my company is storing the business data in SQL server, we can call this SQL server as OLTP. If my company is storing the business data in the Oracle, we also call Oracle as what? OLTP. OLTP. So wherever companies are storing the business data, we can call it as either OLTP or data source also. I said that wherever when a company is getting the business data, that business data will be stored in some data source. I said data source. What is the other name? OLTP. It is just a name. Software terminology. Software field have a different terminology. Wherever companies are storing their business data, we call it as what? OLTP. Why you got this name? OLTP means another name for business data is transactional data. Business data also call it as what? Transactional data. So in OLTP, what it will store is, it will store transactional data. It will store what data? Business data or transactional data. It will store transactional data. As it is storing the transactional data, they are calling it as online transactional processing. In the name itself, you have what? Transactional data. It will store transactional data. That is the reason transactional. So in short, they call it as OLTP. Simple. The place where company stores their business data or transaction data, we call it as what? OLTP. Don't think much about it. It's just a name. So every company will have one or multiple OLTPs. Every company will have either one or multiple OLTPs. For what purpose? One or multiple OLTPs for? To store the transactional data. To store what? To store business data or transactional data. Every company you take which is running, they will have either one or they will have what? Multiple. Why multiple? You take ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank will have a lot of different data, guys. They'll have savings account data. They'll have credit card data. They'll have loans data. Like this, they have different data. They might not go and store all this data in a single place. Instead of that, what they might do? They might store savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in where? Oracle. So how many OLTPs they are storing now? Two OLTPs. Like this, there are chances that companies will store either in one or multiple OLTPs. But final point is, a company will have either a single or multiple. That is the reason in the bracket I write S. What that OLTPs contains? Business data. Data analysis work will start in this OLTPs, guys. Start in where? OLTPs only. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to data analyst, guys. To whom? Data analyst, and ask to create reports. What they will ask? Create the reports for what purpose? To analyze the data. Okay. So this OLTP is already there in the company. That OLTPs will hand over to whom? Data analyst, and they'll expect to create what? Reports for what purpose? To analyze the data. Reports to analyze the data. Important point is, we never go and create reports directly on OLTPs. What is the reason we don't create reports on OLTPs is, OLTPs contains unstructured data. There are many reasons why we don't create reports on OLTP. I'll discuss in the upcoming classes lot of times. What is this OLTP? What are the drawbacks you have to create the reports? One major drawback is it contains unstructured data. What data? Unstructured data. That unstructured data also call it as raw data. What type of data? Raw data. That unstructured data or raw data are not useful for what? Creating the reports. I'll show you what is raw data means. So important point is, note. What is the note we are telling? It is never recommended to create reports directly on what? OLTPs. It is never recommended to create reports directly on where? OLTPs, guys. So what is the reason I said is because of unstructured. I'll show you with practical example. So, okay. Now, final point is, you are telling that OLTPs are not useful for creating the reports. Now, my company is expecting to create the reports. To create the reports, we will create a new database. We'll create a what? New database. What is that new database name is? OLAP. Who will create this new database is what? Data analyst. Now data analyst will create a new database. Data analyst will create a new database called what? OLAP. For what purpose? Why he is creating a new database OLAP? For what? To create reports. For what? To create reports, guys. Okay. Now, as OLTP is not useful for creating the reports, data analyst is designing a new database. That database will be used for what? Creating the reports. Now, what OLAP stands for is, OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. Now, I'll tell you, who will create this OLTPs? OLTPs will be created by data analyst or companies will provide? Companies will provide. Who will create OLAP? Company will provide OLAP or data analyst will create it? Data analyst. Now, you need this is a new database. To this new database, we need to move the data from existing database to the new database. We need to move the data. To move the data, we require some software called what? ETL. To move the data from OLTP to OLAP, to move the data from OLTP to OLAP, we need what softwares? ETL software, guys. What ETL stands for? Extract, transform, load. Extract, transform, load. Now, okay, it's a new database you are building. You'll move it. Concentrate, you'll get what data we need to move into the OLAP is. While moving the data into the OLAP, we need to move only data required for creating the reports, guys. Creating what? Reports. We need to move only data required for analysis purpose. What purpose? OLTP might have a lot of different data. You don't need to move all the data into OLAP. While moving the data into the OLAP, we need to move only data which you need to use in where? Reports. This OLAP will be used only for what purpose? Creating the reports. Now, imagine in OLTP, I have 100 tables data. How many tables? Out of 100 tables, clients is asking to create the reports and show 10 tables data. How many tables data? 10. Now tell me, can I create the reports on OLTP? No. We don't create reports directly on what? OLTP. I said that first we'll create a database called what? OLAP. That OLAP database, we'll use it for creating the reports. Now into OLAP, we need to move the data, I said. How many tables you'll move into the OLAP? 100 tables or 10 tables? Only 10 tables.
100.
OLAP will have only the data which you need to show in where? Reports. That tables, 10 tables only you need to move. So when it comes to OLAP, the data in the OLAP will be in the structured format. When it comes to OLAP, I said that OLTP contains what? Unstructured. I'm telling OLAP contains what? Structured. Now question is, OLAP is getting the data from OLTP only, right? When OLTP is having unstructured, how it is becoming structured means? Using ETL. ETL stands for what? Extract, transform. Here transform is the major one. What transform will do is, it will take the data and it will convert unstructured to what? Structured. That is nothing but transform. That structured data will be loaded into where? OLAP. If you directly load the data from OLTP to OLAP here, OLAP also get unstructured. If you directly load it, as you are loading through what? ETL, unstructured will convert to what? Structured. Now that structured data is best suitable for what? Creating reports. Let me give a small example now. What is unstructured? Why it is not useful for creating the reports? What is structured? Why we required structured data for creating the reports? With a small example, I'll tell you. In that
So
example, you'll also understand what
are
is
we
this ETL.
u-
Yes.
are we using like 100 tables of data or 10 table data to create the reports now? I mean, just as per
Only
business.
10 tables. Whatever the tables I moved
Oh,
into the OLAP,
mhm.
10 tables, that 10 tables only I'll use it for creating the reports.
Okay, fine.
If it is
Right.
100 tables and it is same similar data, it will be merged.
Sir, I request please make a note of the question, sir. Every question will be answered at the end. Why? Because whatever the questions you are getting in the mind, that questions will be answered in few minutes in the next session continuation. Please make a note of the question, sir. Okay. Now, what we are trying to tell is, so we will try to understand now what is what? Unstructured data and what is structured data. Let me show you with an example. I'm just going to open one slide here. This is the slide. Look at the slide. So this is how the data will be in the OLTPs. Take this first table is in OLTP. Second table is there in OLAP. This data will move from OLTP to OLAP using what softwares? ETL. ETL only. Okay. Now, generally in the OLTPs, many people will enter the data. Let's say you have Flipkart. Will one customer will go and place the order, or many customers will place the order? Many customer. Each customer will enter their country name in a different format. Assume one customer is giving the country name like United States. Second customer is entering like what? US, U.S. US. USA. Each person entered the date, country name in a different format. This we can call it as unstructured. Which one? Unstructured. But when it comes to OLAP, we converted US to United States. You converted U.S. to United States. You converted US dot to United States, USA to United States. Everywhere you have a single format. That is nothing but structured here. Where you will convert US to United States using what? ETL. That is nothing but one transformation. Converting US to United States is nothing but one transformation. Okay. So now we understand unstructured means data is in different formats. Structured means data is in the same format. Let's see what is the problem with unstructured data. What is the problem with unstructured data is, now I am trying, this is OLTP. I use that OLTP to create this visual. In the visual, what you are showing? Country-wise sales. This visual you created on OLTP or OLAP?
OLTP.
OLTP. We created on OLTP. When I shared this visual with my company people said this visual is wrong. Why this visual is wrong? So this visual is telling that we are doing the business in 7 different countries. In reality, I'm not doing the business in 7 different countries. We are doing the business in what? Only 2 countries. We are expecting to see only 2 countries and 2 sales values, but it is not showing. The problem is not with the visual. The problem is with what? Data. We are not supposed to create reports on OLTP, unstructured data. That is the reason we don't create. Even if you forcefully create the visuals, you don't get meaningful result, right? Now go to the next slide. This is which table? OLAP. This time OLAP I used on create country-wise sales. This will take all the United States as one value, and it will do sum of sales. How much sum of sales? 1500. It will take all the United Kingdom as one value. It will do sum of sales. How much? 300. 100 plus 200, how much? 300. When I shared this visual with my company people said this visual is correct. We are doing the business in 2 countries. United States is the one which is doing more sales. United Kingdom is the one which is doing less sales. Right? They can do some analysis here. That's what. So try to understand tomorrow when your company provided the data in the OLTPs, there are chances you will have what? Unstructured data. When you try to create the reports, you don't get meaningful results here. That is the reason you need to take the data to where? ETL softwares, and you need to clean the data here. What you need to do? Clean or transform the data. Clean or transform data. That clean data or transformed data will be stored in where? OLAP. That data we will use it for what? Creating the reports. OLAP will get only data what is required for creating the reports in which format? Structured format. Okay. So that is about the OLTP, ETL, and OLAP. You created the reports. You'll create this kind of reports, right? The information which we shown in the reports, we call this information as actionable information. Try to understand. The information which we shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information. The information which is there in the reports, we call it as which information? Actionable information. What is the reason we call it as actionable information is, using the information available in the visuals, clients will take the actions, decisions. Now, I said that in this visual, I said an example. When I share this visual with my company people, my company taken 2 actions here. One action they taken is what? Stop selling the suppliers bookcases and tables. Second action is what? Concentrate more on the copiers and phones business. This kind of actions they'll take it. By using the data and the visuals, companies will take the actions. That is the reason we call it as what? Actionable information. What is the name for this 5 steps is? I said this 5 steps name is data analysis. What is the name for this 5 steps? Data analysis. Data analysis is a 5-step process which converts what? Company's business data into actionable. Where do we have business data? Business data will be available in where? OLTPs. Where do we have actionable information? In the reports. We are converting business data into actionable information. To convert business data into actionable information, first you need to do what? ETL. Second, you need to do what? Creating OLAP database. Third, you need to do what? Creating the reports, right? So the 3 major steps in the data analysis, even though 5 steps are there, out of 5 OLTPs will be provided by our company. This is not a major step for data analyst. They will be ready available for data analyst. First major step is what? ETL. Second major step is what? Creating OLAP. Third major step is what? Creating report. And sharing the reports to the client also easy task. Which one? Easy. So you don't need to think much about it. The 3 major works for a data analyst is cleaning the data, doing ETL, and storing the data in a separate database called OLAP, and creating the reports using it. These are the 3 major steps. Okay. So now we got an idea what is data analysis. In the last 30 minutes, more than 30 minutes, I just discussed about what? Data analysis. Now let's try to understand about what? What is Power BI? So if you want to understand Power BI thoroughly, first we need to know data analysis. If you know data analysis, we can understand Power BI in few seconds. Now, what is Power BI? What is Power BI is, Power BI, who developed Power BI? Microsoft company developed Power BI. Why Microsoft developed a company? Microsoft company developed Power BI for what purpose? Hmm? They designed Power BI to perform data analysis, guys. To perform data analysis. So here, data analysis is a big process, right? First point you need to know is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is not the name of single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI contains multiple softwares in it. It's not a single software. If you know, I'll write what are the different softwares available. First software available in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. What is the first software available in Power BI? Power BI Desktop. Second software available in, so Power BI contains collection of softwares. This collection of softwares are used for what? To perform data analysis. See, data analysis contains lot of steps here. In order to do lot of steps, we require lot of softwares. We require what? Lot of softwares. Now, second software we have is Power BI Service. Power BI Service. Third software we have is Power BI Report Server. Power BI Report Server. Fourth software we have in Power BI is Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile. These are the four softwares available in where? Power BI. For these four softwares, I'm calling it as collection of softwares. Out of the four softwares, the major software in Power BI is a major one in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. Yes. Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. Power BI developer will work 90% of time in Power BI Desktop only. Power BI developer 90% of time he'll work in use which software? Power BI Desktop. Remaining three softwares are there, right? We hardly work for 10% of time. How much time? 10%. These are small softwares. Major software is what? Power BI Desktop. Now, let me open Power BI Desktop here. I'll just show you Power BI architecture I'm opening. This is Power BI Desktop software. If you look at the Power BI Desktop software, Power BI Desktop internally contains three more softwares. What it contains? Three more softwares. What are the three more softwares? Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. These three softwares are available in where? Power BI Desktop. Write them. Power BI Desktop also have another few more softwares. What is the first one? Power Query. Second one? Power Pivot. Third one? Power View. These are the softwares. We need to use all the softwares available in Power BI and we need to do data analysis. We need to do what? Data analysis. Now I'll tell you how we will use the softwares. Using the softwares, how we will perform this data analysis, I'll tell you now. Concentrate. This is important. So, okay. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, we call it you as Power BI data analyst. When you learn Power BI, you'll become a Power BI data analyst. People who learn Power BI, we call them as what? Power BI data analyst. As soon as you become a Power BI data analyst, you will join in one company. You'll join in what? Company to perform what? Data analysis using a software called what? Power BI. That is your task. Now, okay. So to the Power BI data analyst, who will provide this OLTPs? Companies. What is the next step? ETL. Where we will do ETL in Power BI? Power BI have a lot of softwares. We need to have knowledge out of all the softwares where we do what? ETL. ETL will be performed in a software called Power Query. In a software called what? Power Query. Understand? Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. ETL software in where? Power BI. So this is the major software. If you look at this architecture slide, Power Query is what software here? ETL. This is the place where you will extract the data from where? OLTPs also call it as what? Data sources. They will store what? Company's business data. You want to extract the data first. Once you extract the data, what you need to do? Transform the data. The transformed data we will load into where? Power Pivot. The data we will use it for creating what? OLAP. Okay. Now, what you need to understand is ETL will be performed in a software called what? Power Query. After performing the ETL, what is the next step Power BI data analyst need to do is he need to create what? OLAP database in Power BI. Where we will create OLAP database in Power BI is using a software called what? Power Pivot. Power Pivot is a database. Power Pivot is a database which is used to create which one? OLAP. So how SQL Server is one database? How Oracle is one database? Power Pivot is also one database. How you will store the data in the SQL Server in the form of tables? How you will store the data in the Oracle in the form of tables? Power Pivot also can store the data in the form of tables because it's a database. You extracted the tables, you transform the data in the tables. The transformer tables will load into where? Power Pivot. The tables I'll use it for designing what? OLAP. OLAP. Now we understand that ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in where? Power Pivot. What is the next step? Creating reports. Which specific place in Power BI will create the reports is using a software called what? Power View. Power View is a software which is used to create reports. Power View is a software which is used to what? Create reports, which is used to create reports, guys. Okay, so if you look at this architecture slide, Power View will create visual reports. That reports contains what? Actionable information. Finally, who want to see that? Clients. Power BI desktop don't have the capability to share the reports directly to the clients. In Power BI desktop, in Power Query, you can do ETL. In Power Pivot, you can create OLAP. In Power View, you can create the reports. They are connected with each other. And once you create the reports, that reports cannot be shared directly to the clients from where? Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop cannot do that. In order to do that, to share the reports, we need to use either Power BI service for sharing or Power BI report server for sharing. So what is the next work in Power BI? After creating the report, sharing the reports to the client. Where we can share it is, can I do it in Power BI desktop? Means no. You want to do it using what? Either Power BI service. You want to do it using what? Power BI report server. Now you need to get one question here. So to do ETL, I have only Power Query. To create OLAP database, I have only Power Pivot. To create reports, you have only Power View. But to share the reports with the clients, why there is Power BI service and Power BI report server? Two softwares are there. Why not only one? Yes or no? So no company will use both of them. A company will use either Power BI service or a company will choose Power BI report server. Here one is a cloud. One is what? Second one is on-premise. Second one is what? On-premise. Some company will choose cloud to share the reports. Some companies choose on-premise to share the reports. 99% of the companies, they're using what? Cloud. Only 1% of the companies, they're using what? On-premise. After we develop the reports, we mostly publish it to where? Power BI service. Publish means move. Publish means move the report to Power BI service. From there, what you will do? Share with the clients. Write those points here. Power BI service is a Azure cloud-based server. Azure cloud-based server, which is used to share reports to whom? Which is used to share reports to the clients, guys. Power BI report. How much percent? It's a cloud-based software. How many companies are using? I said 99%. Power BI report server is a on-premise server. Which one? On-premise server, which is used for what purpose? Which is used to share reports to the clients. How much percentage? Only 1% of companies they're using. Okay, guys. Once you develop the reports, you'll publish the reports to either Power BI service or Power BI report server. From there, you will share with whom? Clients. Once you share the reports to the clients, how the clients can check the report? Let's say I send an email to you. Where are the places you can check your email? You can check the email in your laptop. You can check the email in your desktop. You can check the email in your mobile. Same way, whatever the reports we shared with the clients can check the reports either in their laptops, either in their desktops, or either in their mobile phones also. Where? Mobile phones also. In order to check anything in the mobile, you require a mobile app. What you required? When client want to check reports in the mobile phone, they require a mobile app. What is the mobile app name? Is Power BI Mobile. Go to the Play Store or App Store. You'll find a mobile app with the name called what? Power BI Mobile. Power BI Mobile, it's a mobile app. It's what? It's a mobile app which is used for what purpose? Which is used to view which one? Reports in where? Either mobiles or either tabs or iPads. We have mobile app for what? We have mobile app for iOS. We have mobile app for what? Android. We have mobile app for what? Windows. Which mobile client is using? Who will install this mobile app? Developers or clients? Clients. Tell me, guys, these are the different softwares available in Power BI. With the help of these softwares, am I able to perform this complete data analysis? Yes or no? Yes. Who will provide the OLTPs? Companies or clients? Companies or clients. Okay. Where we will do ETL? Power Query. Where we will create OLAP? Power Pivot. Where we will create reports? Power View. How we will share the reports mostly? Power BI service. Where the people will consume the data nowadays? Mobiles. This is all about Power BI, guys. Now we got an idea what is data analysis and what is Power BI. If someone asks you what is Power BI, what is the best answer for Power BI is you need to tell like this. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. To perform what? Data analysis. There are multiple softwares in Power BI that softwares are used to perform what? This is the definition, right? Definition for Power BI. Now, let me tell you in a small table how to perform data analysis using what? Power BI. So data analysis contains how many steps? 5 steps. How to do that 5 steps in where? Power BI. Let me write here. First step is what? OLTPs. Who will
OLTP.
provide the OLTPs? Companies or clients. Second step in the data analysis is what? ETL. Where we do ETL in Power BI? Power Query. Where we do ETL? Power Query. After ETL, what is the next step? Creating OLAP. Where you will create OLAP? Power Pivot. After creating OLAP, what is the next step? Create reports. To create reports, which software? Power View. After creating the reports, what is the next step? Share reports to clients. Where we will do this step? Mostly with Power BI service. Mostly with Power BI service. This small table will tell you how to perform what? Data analysis using what? Power BI. Perfect. That is what you need to learn throughout this Power BI course. Okay. This is all about the technical part today. We are done with the demo, but we will discuss a lot of important things, guys. We are just done with understanding introduction to Power BI. We understand data analysis. We understand about what? Power BI. We understand how to perform data analysis using what? Power BI. Now let me talk few important points related to Power BI. So these points are important. Instead of general points, these are general points. Instead of typing them, I'll just copy paste them from the previous demo. Few points I want to explain. I'll just copy paste and I'll explain. Let me copy paste it. Next few minutes, we'll talk about these general points. First, I'm just going to tell when I'm going to start a new batch, guys. I'm going to start a new batch. So already one batch started. You remove this. Already it started on 20th, 10 days back. You just remove this. We don't want it. So when is the next batch going to start is? It is going to start on 3rd September 2025, Wednesday at what time? 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So within another 3-4 days, I'm going to start a new batch at what? 8 to 9. Indian Standard Time, PM, evening. Okay. Now, another 2 classes you can attend for free. Today you attend the demo free, right? Continuation to today's class is on what? 3rd Wednesday. That you can attend 3rd and 4th, 2 are free classes. On Wednesday, what is the timing? 8 to 9. Continuation today. In the next 2 classes, I'll talk practicals. Today, I have not shown you any practicals. How to do ETL, I don't show you. How to create OLAP database, I don't show you. How to create reports, I don't show you. That whatever theoretically I discussed today, practically you will learn in the what? 2 classes. They will not cost you anything. They are free classes. In the next two free classes, you will understand practically at a high level how Power BI software will work. You will learn in what? Next two free classes. If these timings will not work out for you, another batch will start. Let's imagine these timings will not work out, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Another batch will start at what timings is, another batch is going to start uh, 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 10th of September, guys. Which one? 10th September, again Wednesday. At what time is? Another batch will start on 10th September, 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. What is the timing? So 9:30, guys. 9:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time to 10:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time. You can choose any batch, which timing is best suitable for you. You can choose it. Okay, that is about the new batch details. Okay, so in the next class, what you will learn is, you learn how to install Power BI Desktop. Power BI developer work will start in where? For Power BI developer, what is the important software? Power BI Desktop is the major software. Our work will start here. Power BI developer work will start here. In the next class, I'll tell you how to install Power BI Desktop. Then I'll tell you how to open Power Query, how to do what? ETL. Then I'll tell you in Power Pivot how to create OLAP. Then I'll tell you in Power View how to generate reports. Then I'll tell you how to publish the report to Power BI service, how to share the report to what? Client. In the introduction class itself, you will get the clarity, everything practically at a high level. What you will learn in the introduction class? Practically at a high level, how Power BI software will work. You will learn in what? Next two free classes. They will not cost you anything. They are free classes. You join it, guys. Now you are going to get one mail. What the mail will contain is, mail will contain four things. First thing you will get in the mail is what? Recorded session. Second thing you are going to get is what? Notepad. So what I record this demo session, you'll get this recording, guys. Along with the recording, I'll attach this notepad in the mail. So if you go to this notepad, lot of notes I written, right? You'll get this notepad also. Along with the notepad, one more thing you'll get is introduction class Word document. Every class you will get this kind of materials. All these are related to Power BI materials only. Each class you will get one Word document like this. Class by class you will get one Word document. Today's class is introduction, right? This is the introduction Word document. You people will get this introduction Word document to you in the mail today. Just read it once. Once after this introduction Word document, you'll get what? Course content. In the mail, you are going to get the course content. So what are the topics I'm going to cover as part of Power BI course? You'll get in this course content. The duration of the course is how many hours? 60 hours. In the 60 hours of time, I'll cover all the topics what I listed in this PDF, guys. This contains how many pages? 11 pages. If you can walk through these 11 pages, you'll understand what I'm going to cover in the 60 hours of duration is 60 hours, more than 2 months it will take. I'll take classes from where? Monday to Saturday, Sunday is holiday. So it will take more than 60 hours to complete the course. Now, I will not go and walk through complete course content. As it have 11 pages, it might take a lot of time for me to walk through. But let me tell you a high level breakdown of the 60 hours. What is the duration of the course? 60 hours. What I'm going to cover in the 60 hours, I'll tell you. In the 60 hours, you will learn how to perform what? Data analysis. What is this 5-step name? Tell me, guys, what is this 5-step names? Data analysis. This is what you will learn in what? 60 hours. So let me tell you the breakdown, guys. So first, who will provide OLTPs? Company. First step, what you will do? ETL. Where you will do ETL? Power Query. How many hours you will learn? 13 hours. What you will learn? How to do ETL. Where you will learn mashup language. Once after ETL, what is the next step? OLAP. Where you will create OLAP, I said? Power Pivot. How many hours you will learn? 17 hours. What you will learn? How to create OLAP databases. Where you will learn data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and one important language called what? DAX. DAX you will learn around 12 hours of time. How much time? 12 hours of time. Next one, after creating OLAP, what is the next step? Creating reports. Where? Power. How many hours you will learn? 17 hours. What you will learn? How to create reports. After that, what is the next step? Share reports. I said that which software mostly used? Power BI service. How many hours you will learn? 13 hours. What you will learn there? Azure cloud concepts, admin concepts, and Power BI project. In the 60 hours of my Power BI training, you not only learn the topics in Power BI, You also learn how to do the real-time projects in Power BI. Believe me, when you are done with my 60 hours of training, you can comfortably keep 3 to 5 years of experience on Power BI. That much knowledge you will gain. So in this training, what are the add-ons you will get is, these are the add-ons you'll get. We'll discuss what? Real-time projects. This kind of projects we'll do. I'm just going to show one reference, guys. This kind of projects, in this projects, you will take the data from data sources. In this current project, what is the data source? SQL Server. You will take this kind of tables and you will do the ETL as per the requirements. You will create the OLAP database like this as per the requirements. And we will generate, there are a lot of requirements in this document. As per the requirements, we'll develop the projects. This kind of projects we'll do. So, and I will not only cover the projects here. Most of the people, before we discuss remaining points here, who can learn Power BI? Let's try to understand who are the people can learn what? Power BI. So freshers can learn Power BI. There are job opportunities for freshers. Who freshers means who done their graduation in 2023, 2024, or 2025. They will be considered as what? Freshers. They can learn. So there are some people who might complete their graduation in the year 2020, but unfortunately they are not working anywhere. Can companies consider these people as freshers? No, they don't consider. So you have a career gap. Almost 5 years gap is there. 5 years. So what these people need to do is they need to keep some 3 years of experience. What they need to do? 3 years of experience. Who will provide this experience means consultancies will provide you. So who are having career break or career gap, those people can learn what? This Power BI course. I designed this course for purely experienced people only. To whom? Experienced. This is not a fresher course. Yeah, freshers, they will learn more than what they required. So people who want to keep 3 to 5 years of experience, this course is for you. Right. So you can, who have career gap, you can join my course. You can learn Power BI and you can keep 3 to 5 years of experience and you can try for a job. And who other can career transition? There are a lot of people who join this demo to do career transition. Now you are working in IT already. So might be you are working in some outdated technologies, which have less scope like QA, testing, or you are working on mainframe, or you are working on some other IT admin sector. So you want to switch from admin side to data analytics side. So this course is best suitable for you. So let's say you are working on QA from last 6 years. Imagine. So how can you will learn my Power BI course? After you learn the Power BI course, you will tell 3 years you are working on Power BI. Before that, 3 years you worked on QA. In such a way, you will prepare the resume and you look for the Power BI job. So who can join this course? Who want to do what? Career transition. Even you are not working in the IT, you are working in banking sector, or you are working in any finance sector. You want to switch into the IT sector. This course is best suitable for you, right? Who are the people can learn Power BI? Freshers who have career gap, who want to do what? Career transition. So now most of the people who join my course, they want to keep 3 to 5 years of experience, no doubt in it. So a lot of people who came here, they're planning to keep 3 to 5 years of experience on Power BI. They're planning to try for the job. This career transition people want to keep Power BI experience. The career break people want to keep it. This freshers no need to keep. Remaining people need to keep. So for them, what they need to know is they need to know about Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. In this course, I'll cover what? Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. Let me show you. These are the Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. I'll just show you. These are the roles and responsibilities of a Power BI developer. So I'll discuss each and every roles and responsibility with real-time projects. So we will not only cover roles and responsibilities. We'll help you in what? Resume preparation. We'll talk to you one-on-one, whether you are a fresher or having a gap or you want to do career transition. We talk to you and we'll help you in preparing your resumes, guys. Okay. Next one, we'll conduct what? We'll provide interview questions and we'll discuss them and we'll conduct what? Mock interviews. So by within this 60 hours, after this, you can comfortably crack the interview by your own and you can keep 3 to 5 years of experience and by your own you can do the Power BI project. That much skills you will learn. Okay, so most importantly from this course, what you will get is you'll get all the 60 hours of recorded classes to you. So this recorded classes will help you. Whenever you have any questions, you can cross check them. And also we'll have a support team. When you are practicing, you got some questions. You no need to wait for the trainer every time. You can just reach out to the support team. They'll help you, right? Now I'll go with the questions. I said what I'm going to provide in the 60 hours of training. This breakdown will tell you what you will get from my 60 hours of training in more than 2 months. Now I'll take the questions from you. Before I take the questions, a common question people will ask. Any prerequisite to learn what? Power BI. Okay, you are willing to learn Power BI. So is any other prior knowledge required in order to learn Power BI means the answer is no. Answer is what? No. Even no prerequisite to learn Power BI. Even you are from non-IT background, you don't have prior computer knowledge, you can happily take this Power BI course, guys. It's my promise. Within 60 hours, I'll teach Power BI from very basic to advanced level, project level, no doubt in it. But okay, within 2 months, you don't have any knowledge, you join my course, within 2 months, you learn Power BI thoroughly. Even though you learn Power BI thoroughly, you cannot get the job only with Power BI. Nowadays, getting the job only with one skill is a difficult task. We need multiple skills. What is the mandatory skill required to get the job on Power BI is? To get the job on Power BI, what is mandatory? SQL is one mandatory skill for lot of software jobs. You take any software job, SQL is a mandatory skill. Lot of jobs you take. You take Java. Java developers required what? SQL. You take .NET. .NET developers required what? SQL. You take data scientists. Data scientists required what? SQL. You take any course, lot of courses. Mandatory skill is what? Lot of IT courses, lot of software technologies. SQL is mandatory. Lot of software jobs. SQL is a mandatory skill. For Power BI developer also, what is mandatory? SQL. Why SQL is mandatory? 90% of Power BI job postings will be in the combination of what? Power BI and SQL. Only with Power BI, you don't get the job. Along with Power BI, when you have SQL, then only you can apply for 90% of Power BI jobs. So why SQL is required? Important point you need to know is, I'm talking about SQL is required to get the job on Power BI. But this SQL we will not use anywhere in the Power BI. SQL will not use to extract the data. SQL will not use to do ETL. SQL will not use to create OLAP. SQL will not use to generate reports. SQL will not use to publish the report and share the report to the clients. Without knowing the SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. Nowhere in Power BI project, Power BI developer use SQL. Without knowing the SQL itself, Power BI developer complete the Power BI project. When Power BI developer complete the Power BI project without SQL, then why companies are using SQL? Asking SQL, understanding the point? I'm trying to tell nowhere in the Power BI development, nowhere I use SQL. But without knowing the SQL, I can complete the Power BI project. But why companies are asking SQL? When you are using that time, if they ask, that's fine. I'm telling that we don't use it. Then why they're asking? I'll complete the class in another few seconds, guys. Why they're asking is, understand, you take the data from, mostly companies will store the data in databases, guys. Where they will store the data? Databases. Might be it will be a SQL Server database, Oracle database, MySQL database, or DB2 database, some database. You will take the data from database to Power Query, and then to Power Pivot, and then to Power View, and then you'll show in the reports. So you are moving the data long way. In Power Query, you are taking the data and you are doing ETL. In Power Pivot, you are creating OLAP. That OLAP you are using in Power View and create reports. You are trying to move the data from long way. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? There is chance you might do a mistake here. You might do a mistake here. You might do a mistake here. You might be showing the wrong number in the report. Can I share the wrong numbers to the clients? No. After you create the report, you need to cross check that numbers are correct or not. It's something like that. I send the amount, I given the amount to person one given to person two given to person three hand over it to person four. Can person four count it or not? He'll count it. That is nothing but what? Testing. right? Here also, as the data is moving long way, when you get the data here, we need to test it. So how we will test it is, this databases can understand only one language called SQL language. Every database will understand a common language called what? SQL. Using that SQL, you will write one query. That query will give that output. That output need to match with what? Report output. So when this output is matching with the report output, then only you need to share with whom? Clients. So after you generate the report, we need to test the report by writing what? SQL queries. So that's what. Read this now. SQL is not used anywhere in what? Development phase in the Power BI project. After developing the reports in Power BI, we need to test what? Reports, that numbers are correct or not. How we will test the reports is by writing SQL queries. SQL is used to test the data in the reports. You will write some SQL queries here in the databases. That SQL queries will give some output. That output need to compare with report output. That is the purpose SQL is required. So what SQL stands for? Structured query language. It's a language. If you want to learn this language, we need to learn one database. How the English is common for all of us. English is a common language for all of us, right? Is it English different for you and me? Means no, it is same. Same way SQL is common for what? All the databases. So what query you write here, the same query will run in where? Other databases also. If you want to learn SQL, we need to learn one database. In our training institute, we are teaching what? SQL Server, where we will learn SQL concepts for how many hours? 40 hours. So keep in mind, so there is no dependency. First you need to do Power BI, then you need to do SQL. First you need to do SQL, then you need to do Power BI. No dependency. You learn both parallelly. If you know already SQL, learn only Power BI. If you don't know SQL, learn Power BI and what? SQL. In our training institute, Power BI, I'm the one who will teach for how many hours? 60 hours. We'll learn how to do data analysis and how to develop the reports. SQL will be teach for 40 hours. How to test the reports by what? Venkatesh sir. So this is another important skill to get into the software field, guys. So these are the support, my front desk numbers. If you have any questions, when Power BI will start, SQL will start. If you have any questions, you can reach out to the front desk team and they will help you. Now I'll go and take some questions, guys. This is what we are going to get. Final conclusion is there are jobs with the combination of Power BI, SQL, Excel also. There are some jobs Power BI plus SQL plus Power Apps, Power BI plus SQL plus ADF, Power BI plus SQL plus Tableau, Power BI plus SQL plus Python. This combination is only 10%. Major combination is what? Power BI plus SQL. I recommend to learn only what? Power BI plus SQL. Remaining, ignore it. If you have time, you can go and learn. Otherwise, go with this too. So this is all about Power BI. Anybody have any questions from today's demo?